right, I'm here with.
Maya.
All right, Maya. It's nice to meet you. So, what you heard about Bitcoin?
Nothing much. I've always wanted to get into trading, but just didn't really know where to start. I know a lot of people kind of want to do Bitcoin. I feel like it's probably might be a little harder for me, but of course I'm going to try it.
Okay, I love that. I love that. So yeah, when I had approached you and I asked you like if you was cool doing some content, you was like okay, cool, like let's do it. So you like a self starter?
Yeah, I'll say it's a start.
You a self starter? Okay, that's what's up. So like when you think of Bitcoin, like if somebody asked you out the bat, like what is Bitcoin? What is it? Like what you say?
I don't know.
Okay, good question. I mean, good answer. Okay, so Bitcoin basically is simple as money, right? That's what it is. But let me ask you this. Okay, so when it comes to money, right? That's in your bank account. When you think about spending money, like would you say that saving money is good over a long period of time, or would you say it's better to just spend it?
Definitely saving over a long period of time.
Okay, for sure. So like if you saving money over a long period of time, like do you think that that money is growing in buying power or is losing buying power?
I would say slowly growing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you this. Most people don't know this, but when it comes to money, especially the American dollar, every year it loses 3% of value in buying power. So if you think about it, it makes sense because that's why the prices of gas steady going up. Prices of groceries steady going up, right? You think about like how old are you?
19.
You're 19. Okay, cool. So when you was like say like 10, right? You remember how much gas was?
Way cheaper than what we got now.
Right? So like maybe like what 2 and some change. You know what I'm saying? Like now we at what like 3.
$3.50, and $4 in some areas.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, right? So like when you think about like the money that's in your bank account, even if you had kept it in your bank account for 10 years, that money loses buying power. You feel me? So like this is the thing. Okay, check this out. With Bitcoin, if we go back 10 years, right? And let's just say you just had $1,000 of Bitcoin, right? If you had $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in your account right now, how much do you think it is worth? Okay, so we're talking about Bitcoin. We're not talking about the American dollar. We're talking about Bitcoin. So if you had $1,000 in Bitcoin 10 years ago and you hadn't spent it, but you saved it for 10 years, how much do you think it'd be worth today? Okay, you're absolutely right. So if you had $1,000 10 years ago and you still had it in your account today, you hadn't touched it. Right now you have $65,000. Crazy, right? So Bitcoin is very volatile, right? It goes up and down in value. Every year it changes, right? Because it goes on this 4-year cycle. So the 4-year cycle, every year what happens is Bitcoins are created. So that creation is cut in half every 4 years. So you remember in high school, supply and demand, right? Economics. It's like simple math. If there's a bunch of supply of something and a bunch of demand for something, right, then the price is going to do what? It's going to go up or down. Okay, smooth. So if the supply of Bitcoin is at 21 million and it can't change, right? Because it's hard coded into Bitcoin, that's the way it's designed, and the supply is going less and less because more and more people are using it, more and more people are buying it, right? And the demand is increasing, right? So what do you think the price of Bitcoin is going to do? Go up or down? You think it's going to go down? Okay, so that's not how it works. So this is how it works. When it comes to Bitcoin, because there's a finite supply, right, of 21 million, the more of those coins that are spent, the more of those coins that are obtained, that means that there's less supply, right? But the demand continues to increase because more and more companies are buying it, more countries are buying it. You got Elon Musk, you got SpaceX, you got Tesla, all of those are holding. You got Microsoft, you got Sony, you got Apple. These companies are all holding Bitcoin, right? You got countries like El Salvador that have made Bitcoin legal tender. So you actually can travel to El Salvador, and if you had Bitcoin, you can spend it at restaurants, grocery stores, just like you would spend your debit card to tap and to pay, right? So most people don't know this information, but this is why I bring this information to the public because I think it's important, right? So going back to money, and when we think about money that's in our bank account, right? So we say we got $1,000 in our bank account, and 10 years from now, we know that the buying power of that $1,000 is losing value, right? Wouldn't it make sense to put some of our money in Bitcoin if that money is going to grow over time?
See that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? So, okay, so let's look at the history of Bitcoin real quick, right? So this is how Bitcoin works, right? If you go back 17 years when it was created in 2009, it literally was a fraction of a penny per coin. So that means that $1 would have literally purchased you 1,000 Bitcoins. Can you imagine having 1,000 Bitcoins today?
Maybe.
If you had 1,000 Bitcoins today, if you had 1,000 Bitcoins today, what would you do with it? Spend that shit. Spend that shit. Okay, so like, what would you spend? Okay, so you got 1,000 Bitcoins, right? Each of them are worth $65,000. What would you do with, say, 10 of them?
Definitely get me the house for sure.
For sure.
Probably take me a couple trips and the rest is a savings.
Okay, for sure. So it's gonna keep growing, right? So you're gonna have residual income. You're gonna have money that's just making money, right? And that's the whole idea of money, like, right? When it comes to money, like, we want to keep our value. We don't want to lose our value. We work too hard to lose our value, right? So if we look at the history of money, let's just go back to say 1912, 1913. Did you know that the Federal Reserve was actually created in the U.S. to actually take advantage of U.S. citizens? So let me explain. So watch this. Okay, back in the day when gold actually had value, like when it was super cheap, like you could literally buy 1 ounce of gold for, what would you think? 1972, how much do you think? If an ounce of gold today is $5 grand, how much do you think it was worth in 1972? Okay, you close. It was like $30, right? So grandparents, parents probably was buying gold, right? Did you know that back in 1913, 1912, somewhere around there, I have to double check the date, but they actually literally made it illegal for Americans to own gold and to hold it. They confiscated the gold from Americans. Is that not crazy?
That is crazy.
Right? So like you purchased this asset, right? Because you was thinking like, okay, I need something that I can put my hard money into that's gonna grow over time, but then it got confiscated from you and you didn't have any choice in it because it's the American government, right? Okay, so check this out. This is where Bitcoin differs from gold and other assets. You have stocks, and you have gold, and you have diamonds. All of those things that be taken from you. All those things are physical assets, right? Or they're digital assets, like stock, right? They could just literally turn your account off, and then you can't have access to your stocks anymore. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it's a global currency, and it works on a network called the blockchain. This network it's not centralized like a bank. Like a bank literally owns all the currency that they have, right? Because it's not real money anyway. It's just numbers, zeros and ones in the computer system, right? But with Bitcoin, these Bitcoins are a real asset. It's like a living organism. Like it literally is in this system and it never leaves. And no one can control it. There's no CEO, there's no founder, there's no, there's none of that. Like it's just completely different, right? And that's why it's decentralized. So when it comes to Bitcoin, it's like this currency that you can buy and hold, and over time it just grows in value. Okay, so that's gonna be pretty much it for today, and I appreciate you talking with me today.
Of course.
For sure. All right, we out, y'all. Bitcoin, get y'all Bitcoin, because we gotta get that so we can have what we call it, generational wealth, right?
Amen to that.
Generational wealth is where it's
Amen to
at,
that.
right? Because we don't want our kids to have to work. Like that's really the end game. Like, you know, I don't know about you, but like I want my kids to be a trust fund baby.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able, I want to have something I can pass down to them. Like a piece of property would be cool, but a piece of property costs a lot of money and it takes you 30 years to pay for it. And then God forbid you lose it because taxes or gentrification. You know what I'm saying? Like, speak on this is. That's it.
Yeah, we're trying to take all of our houses, the land that we own. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you this amount of money for it.
Right. That part. So it's like if we have an asset that literally is so valuable that we can buy back anything that we want to buy back. Because if we had 1,000 Bitcoins right now, we could literally buy anything, right? If there's $65,000 per coin, that's what, like $7 million. It's crazy, right? So if you had seven M's, you could do anything, literally anything. Would you retire your family if you had 7 M's?
Lucky, yeah, but I feel like I would want to work at least a little bit more towards a bigger amount until then.
Yeah. Okay, I feel that. Keep stacking that bag. Keep stacking it up. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, it's been a great interview, and I really appreciate you for talking with me today. I really do.
Of course, and I appreciate you for having me.
Man, it's been a vibe. Hey, I'm gonna let you shout out your socials so everybody know who you are, so they can come check you out.
My socials on Instagram and
cool. And y'all, there y'all have it. You know, we here with the lovely Myra Renee, and we appreciate her being here with us. Y'all go check her out on Instagram, all right? Catch y'all next time.